guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Audi of Wesley Chapel, and guess what? We have one of the baddest Audis of all time. This is the 2020 Audi TT RS. But let's talk a little bit about the TT. So that vehicle was first produced in 1998. It's been a little bit of a while since the Audi TT has been around. Here's the sad news. This is the final year. 2020 is the final year of this car, and with it is going to be gone this particular model, of course, the TT RS. Now, if you're wondering, well, what does TT stand for? Why do they call it that? It actually stands for Tourist Trophy. The Tourist Trophy race was a very, very famous road race that Audi won so many times, and they wanted to pay honor to all those wins and to the race that they decided to build a car and name it after that event. So that's where that whole connection is. Now, you have your TT. Obviously, just like many other Audi products, you add an S, so you have a TTS. That's gonna bring the performance up another level. This TT RS, that is the ultimate performance in any Audi product. Anytime you see those two letters, RS, it stands for Racing Sport. That is going to be the branch of Audi that handles all of their motorsports programs. And over the years, some of the biggest programs have been those 24-hour Le Mans Audis that won so many times. And then, of course, all the other sports car endurance races. And if you go even further back than that, you have the World Rally races that Audi participated in and won so many times. They were the first to use really all-wheel drive in that Quattro system. And of course, the TT RS has that Quattro system, that full-time all-wheel drive system. Quattro being an Italian word means four. You're gonna get the power to the ground through the four wheels. Now, the first year of the TT RS was 2012. Then it went away after 2013, but now it's back, and this one is so unique because underneath the hood, no inline four, no inline six, it's got an inline 5 turbocharged engine. But let's go ahead, enough talking about the history of this car, let's dive into the final. This is it, the final year of the TT RS. Right off the bat, I love this car because you know exactly what it is when you see it. Such unique, distinct styling, and I think from 1998, they really grew the car just enough to give it the perfect balance of proportion to the bodywork. It really just fits it very well, even sitting here. Now, headlight design, you're gonna get your full, of course, LED headlights. Those were actually developed during the 24-hour Le Mans races many years ago by Audi. Full LED turn signals and LED daytime running lamps. What I love about the headlights is, first of all, the nice angle cut. They're very, very slim. And it's all about the sharp edges on an Audi. It really has that unique flavor that a lot of other brands don't seem to really do that extremely well. You'll notice you have a little bit of bright silver, which is gonna make sense because watch this. As we drop down, massive, large air intake, gloss black with that silver. So the silver on the front lip here actually matches the silver inside the headlight housing. I love the way they take the body color, this bright blue, and wrap it around the edge. And then even, it doesn't just stop here. This is not only gonna help bring air into the open area, but it's also gonna help give us downforce. And that's the unique thing about this RS. This thing is a track weapon like no other. You have another side vent here that's functional. So you have gloss with a little bit of flat black. And then as we come across, really what Audi kind of was the leader in is that open grille design. I love the way it kind of cascades down, gloss black to match the corners. You have your Audi badge on the hood here, and if you've ever wondered, if you haven't watched a Rady's Rides episode with an Audi product, there's plenty on the channel, so make sure you binge watch on those. The four rings signify the four German brands that formed together to create Audi, or Auto Union. That's what that means. I wish, and I am gonna zonk this, I wish they would have taken the four rings and brought it into the grille area. I just feel like from an aerodynamic standpoint and just from sleekness, that kind of kills the lines just a little bit, but a very, very iconic badge. You have your Quattro, like I said, Italian word for four, all-wheel drive system, gloss black lower splitter extension. That's gonna help with downforce and channeling air. Of course, we have our TT RS, so that's Tourist Trophy Racing Sport branch of Audi, all that performance. And then of course, you're gonna get the same exact thing on the other side with those massive, large functional air intakes. Now, when you go up onto the hood, I love what they've done with the hood because they kind of brought it all the way down instead of bringing the front fascia to meet the hood, brought the hood all the way down. Very, very sharp body lines going towards those A-pillars. What that is gonna do is from behind the wheel, it's gonna give you a great reference point as you're hitting your apexes, as you're trailing out and exiting the corner. Really, really lethal track weapon. Now, when we come around the bend, you can see the nice flared fender, really, really clean all the way around. And then feast your eyes on these special wheels made just for the TT RS. So this is a 20-inch wheel, 255 on the width. That's a 30 series sidewall. It's like a rubber band wrapped around this wheel. This wheel is forged aluminum, so that means it's gonna be stronger than cast aluminum, and it's gonna be lighter. Even has the Audi Sport badging there. You got your Auto Union badge. Massive calipers. Those Brembo calipers are gonna grip on that rotor to make sure that you stop on a dime and give everybody change every single time. Cross-drilled and fully ventilated. So the whole purpose of having an extreme braking system like this is obviously to slow the vehicle down, but you also don't want to overheat the brakes. You want to keep them in a position to cool themselves so that every time you hit that brake pedal, you're going to get consistent feedback every single corner, every single lap. But just the colors with the red, the flat gray, and the machined aluminum with this blue, they pop perfectly. We go down the side. I love on the RS models how they take the aluminum trim onto the mirror caps. Very, very low, sleek roof line, no sunroof. We don't want to cut any holes in this vehicle to mess up the rigidity, so you're not getting any sunroof. Very sharp belt line all the way down the side, and then you can see how they took the gloss black on the lower sill, extended it down, and you even have a sharp body line across the actual sill itself. All of this is for aerodynamic efficiency. We keep working our way back. Speaking about and talking about aerodynamic efficiency, you're gonna get a fixed rear wing. So this is a pedestal rear wing. You can't change the position of it. I am gonna zonk that. I wish that it at least have 2 or 3 positions, because some tracks you may want more downforce, other tracks you may not want as much downforce, but you got your beautiful TTRS badge, full LED lighting. We drop down and you have that unique, this is unique to the rally sport, racing sport cars, is gonna be the oval black tip sport exhaust with the gloss black rear diffuser. The only thing I'm gonna zonk back here, besides the wing not being adjustable, is this fake vent thing here. Why do they even put that in there? So I am gonna zonk that. But other than that, very, very clean from front to back. Let's go ahead, pop that hood and see that unique inline 5 turbocharged engine. All right, guys, we got the hood popped, and like I was saying, very, very unique engine in this particular model. That is gonna be that 2.5 liter inline 5 turbocharged engine. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what kind of horsepower are we talking about here? We're looking at 400 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. It's all gonna be routed through that 7-speed dual clutch transmission. That's that S-Tronic transmission. S-Tronic is a nice fancy name that Audi applies to it, but it's a dual clutch transmission, very fast shifts. The vehicle weighs about 3,270 pounds. Let me put that in perspective for you. That's actually 42 pounds less than the last version of the TTRS. The one thing I do like about the older version, though, from 2012 and 2013, is you could get a 6-speed manual. This one, no manual. 0 to 60, though, 3.4 seconds, quarter mile in 11.9 at 117 miles an hour, and a top speed of 174 miles an hour. Now, the way that they're doing this is more boost. You're looking at 19.6 pounds of boost. MPGs is remarkable. 19 in the city, 29 in the highway. So when you look at this car, it may not seem like it could compete with a C7 Corvette Stingray or a Shelby GT350R, but on paper And definitely when we take it for a spin, you'll be able to see that those numbers are really gonna mean nothing but the business when it comes to fast track times as you're lapping around. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this inline 5 and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the Audi TT RS. This is actually my first time being able to sit in one with the engine running, and I can't wait to take it for a spin and have you guys ride along with me. But I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, you say this thing could go up against a Corvette, it could go up against the Porsche 718 Cayman, the Boxster, the Shelby GT350R. How much is this thing? MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $74,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, on the door panels, there's a lot of dark material, as usual with a lot of the German brands, but I'm loving it. You have some nice wet weave carbon fiber on the handle to close the door. Alcantara just splashed against that back section. They even give you a small area for a couple of German Bavarian cream donuts, which is really nice. Little bit of silver, even the way on the handle to open up the door, how they notched out the handle to cut weight. That's what I love. That's what I love about Audi. Now, when we get to the dash, I think my favorite part about this whole dash setup, it's very minimalistic. Nice soft touch material. You got the Quattro badge here. Check out the AC vents. You actually have the controls. So this is to change the mode built into the knob. You want to adjust your blower fan speed right here. Temperature, and then you have your blower fan switch right here on those 3 knobs. Nice, beautiful vents, very aeronautical, very minimalistic. We drop down, no radio controls, no AC controls, it's all up here. You just have a toggle switch to shut off the traction control, and of course your hazards, which we're not gonna worry about that. You have the leather with the stitch work, which is just dynamite. It's just really wonderful. The quality, the carbon fiber is second to none. Alcantara on the actual shift knob, plus the RS badge and that beautiful red trim. We open up this lid. Inside here, you have a nice little cubby for all those lap times that you're gonna be able to do and just obliterate the competition, especially if you know what you're doing behind the wheel. Some simple controls for the radio. All that's gonna be done through the virtual cockpit though, so I'm gonna wait until you're on the business side for that. A little bit of this nice metallic black. Don't have to worry about fingerprints. One drink holder. I'm telling you right now, there's no way in God's green earth you're bringing a drink into my TTRS. So you might as well just, I don't know, leave that one alone. Armrest is super small, but you know what? It's actually soft. You lift this up, and then you have a 12 volt in there, and a nice little place to maybe put some M&Ms. That's about it. You're not fitting a Twinkie in there. You fit a Twinkie in there, you're gonna just bust cream all over the place. Seats, one-piece backs. I love the RS. The attention to detail is just ridiculous in this car. Of course, full electric seats for the passenger and the driver. The great news is that you would think from the outside, being 6 feet tall, that I would be cramped. I have plenty. I could grow another foot and I'd still feel pretty good in here. Plenty of headroom. That's gonna be great. If you do your track day or your autocross event, you get your helmet on, you're gonna feel like Mario Andretti. But why don't you come on over to the business end, because there's a lot to see behind this beautiful Alcantara wheel. Come on over. All right, guys, I'll be honest with you, I'm loving this car. You have the beautiful TTRS badging here on the sill. Here's all your electric seat controls, real easy to get to. Remember I was telling you about all those 24-hour Le Mans wins and whatnot? This steering wheel looks like it's right out of a Le Mans endurance race car. Flat bottom, love the RS badge. You got your start-stop button conveniently placed, bright red. You do have paddles, and I am gonna zonk it, they're plastic. Plastic paddles on an RS. These should be magnesium, titanium, uranium, plutonium, something. Well, maybe not plutonium or uranium, but definitely magnesium or titanium on the paddles. And they could be a little bit larger, but I love the mixture of the Alcantara and the leather on the steering wheel. And then that dash, that is really where they earn their keep. So that is that 12.3 virtual cockpit. You can see we have the tach in the center with your digital speedometer, and then your navigation. Watch this. Say you want to see more of the map. Voila. There is that beautiful navigation setup where you can keep everything right in front of you. I hit it again. Voila, we're back. And then watch this. I'm going to go through our drive select mode button right on the steering wheel. You have auto, dynamic, and individual. So, and comfort, which comfort I probably never use. That's why it wasn't even registering with my eyeballs. I'm leaving it in dynamic. That's where we're doing definitely the drive mode. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, there's back seats in the TT RS. You got to show them. No, the seats they're pretty much there for putting a gym bag, maybe a basketball or something like that, or maybe your race helmet. There's no way that anybody over the age of 9 months old is going to be fitting back there. So I'm not even going to attempt it. I don't want to break my back. But you can see seating position. The bolstering is actually a perfect balance between race car setup, but also nice enough to drive every day. Why don't we go ahead, let's check out the hatch area and see how usable this RS is if you wanted to make it your daily driver. All right, guys, time to check out. Remember, this is a hatchback, which surprisingly is gonna make it very usable. Before we open that, let me go ahead and show you the key fob though. It's got that nice RS logo on it. Remember, that means race sport. I'm gonna spin it around here and show it off. There's the buttons to unlock and lock. Very simplistic on the key fob. They could have done a little bit nicer with it, but still, where the niceties are in this car. So to open up, it's real simple. You're just gonna hit. You're gonna have to lift with your own muscles, but look at the amount of space we have. So if you have a significant other that you're trying to convince, hey, I need a high performance car, this could get it done for you, because you could go get the groceries, you could go pick things up. And if you need to use those rear seats, they're there. Just don't tell your significant other how small the space is, and you'll be fine. Be like, yeah, it's a 4-seater, no problem. Why don't we though? Let's get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this TT RS for a spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Audi of Wesley Chapel. We're in the Audi TT RS. I have it in automatic mode. Remember, with that S-Tronic transmission, it's just a fancy term for 7-speed DCT. Rolling away on throttle. Here we go. The sound, it sounds like a bunch of killer bees. Wow. This thing is deceptively very, very quick. I love the unique sound of that inline 5, and the steering is so precise and on point. This is one of those cars where you actually plug in your frontal lobe when you get in, because that's what it feels like. It feels like you think it and the car is already doing it. In automatic mode, I'm liking the nice crisp downshifts. It blips the throttle and then downshifts very, very nicely. Of course, once we get to some of the twisty bits, we are gonna put this into full manual mode. Now, some of the things that I did not mention earlier is that this car does not have heated or ventilated seats. And to me, for $74,000, excuse me, has heated seats, but no ventilated seats. And for $74,000, that to me is a zonk. The way you access your heated seat is on the far left or far right air controller. You actually just push, or you could twist, and that will turn on the seat heater for you, but no ventilated seats. That to me is a zonk, $74,000. What I do love though is looking out the rear glass window and seeing that spoiler. Now, it does not block your view, but it's there to let you know that, hey, you're in something very, very special, and that's what this TT RS is all about. It's a very, very special car for somebody who wants a unique driving experience that you're just not gonna get in other vehicles. But I'm gonna go ahead, drop it into sport mode, and I'm gonna use the paddles for that 7-speed DCT from a desktop on throttle. Here we go. Wow. The acceleration and how fast the transmission shifts is just unbelievable. On those massive calipers to slow us down, downshifting, turning so crisp. so light. Wow, look at this. On the brakes, trying to stay focused, hit my marks. Ow, look at the back, comes out just a little bit square off the turn. Super, super smooth. I mean, the way that the car carries its weight is perfect. And the all-wheel drive, it allows a little bit of pivot from the rear of the car so that you could square off the corner and get that faster exit out of it. And that is where you're paying the price by having a vehicle that the engineers, the race efforts, everything has been poured into this TT RS. Just a phenomenal little vehicle. I mean, people who don't know what this car is, you're gonna surprise the heck out of them once you get on throttle. To put it into manual mode, you take the shifter and you actually just slide it over to the right. That's gonna allow you to go up and down that 7-speed DCT with the paddles. That's gonna really bring out that driving experience for you. One thing so you know is that your gear indicator is right below your speedometer. But here we go, first gear, from pretty much a dead stop, on throttle. Oh my God, the all-wheel drive in this thing is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. On the brakes, great sound from that inline 5, look at this. Wow, an inline 5 doing the business. Super, super smooth. On the brakes, really nice. Look at this. This is great. Really, really nice. Unbelievable. How crisp everything is, how tight it feels. Super, super smooth. Look at this, into this turn here. Wow. Very nicely done on throttle. Awesome. Right, guys, one more time for you. Here we go. Second gear, on throttle. Really nice. On the brakes, downshift. Carrying the speed. Coming out of the turn. Here we go. Look at this. On the brakes. Powering out. I mean, it just yanks you out of the corner. That's the phenomenal thing about this car, is that it just yanks you out of the corner and you feel so confident. And that's what's going to allow you to turn faster times. I think 400 horsepower, this car is perfectly balanced for that. And yeah, you could add more, and yeah, you could probably get it to the ground, I'm sure. But right now in this setup, it allows you to be confident, hit your marks, and that's what's going to allow you to be a faster driver at the track or your next autocross event. I put it back into automatic mode, and then now she's just shifting automatically. Smooth, nice little pop coming from the back every time it shifts. Just a wonderful balanced car. Is it for everybody? No. I know everybody's already typing in the comments. Go ahead, put in the comment section that you'd rather have a C8 and all that. I get it. But boy, this thing is just, for somebody who could really appreciate it, it's a special car. It really is. And it's sad for it to disappear. All right, guys, so we showed you some of the twisty bits. The wonderful news is even in dynamic mode, driving it on the highway here, very, very smooth, very comfortable. And the cockpit doesn't feel as tight as you think that it would. Now, the dash is up a little high and it does come pretty close to you, but the amount of room you have in your operating space feels wonderful. And like I said, just looking out, seeing that rear spoiler, it'd be nice to have a manual, but this thing is definitely a rocket ship. And it's, for those who don't know what it is, you're gonna surprise the heck out of them. Unfortunately though, we gotta bring this back to Audi of Wesley Chapel. So I will see you guys in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Audi of Wesley Chapel. I definitely gotta thank Chris, Adam, Mike, and the rest of the crew getting us this TT RS. This is it, the final year. Should you make it your year to finally get one of these, I'm gonna say without a doubt in my mind, especially after that drive, Heck yes. It's nice to have variety. It's nice to not just go get the same thing that everybody else has. Yes, there's faster cars. Yes, there's cars that are cheaper that are also faster, like the C8 Corvette that's coming out. But one thing is so unique is just to have a setup like this car, inline 5 turbocharged engine, that all-wheel drive gripping you down. That's what driving is all about. But if it's cars like these special sports cars, special cars that now they're not making them anymore, that you want to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready to Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready to Rise merch. Got to get it out to Big Guns McGee. He's loving this car. He's loving this color. I love sharing it with you, Tom, and Tom loves sharing it with you. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.